Legend of the Five Rings, The Children of Sun and Moon, Part 2, AI Cut. Kachiko continued the tale of how Lady Sun wept to see her children devoured so, and her tears fell to earth as crystal and jade. She trained Hante in the martial arts so that one day he could confront his jealous father. When Hante and Lord Moon finally did battle, it shook the very heavens. At last, Hante sliced open his father's belly, and the rest of his siblings tumbled out. They fell from the sky to Sepun Hill, the site of the future imperial capital, save for one. Lord Moon reached out at the last moment and grasped Fu Leng. Hante swung his sword one last time and severed his father's very arm. Fu Leng tried to grab a hold of Hante, and they both fell. Plummeting downward, Fu Leng plunged through the earth to Jigoku itself, where he was lost. The blood from Lord Moon's wound fell to the ground, where it solidified into obsidian. In some places, the blood mixed with Lady Sun's tears, and from that mingling came the first men and women. The other kami wept for their brother, but they had other concerns. No longer immortal, they shared the mortal realm with human beings. The kami resolved to teach and guide these humans, and they held a great tournament to see who would lead those who lived in this land they dubbed Rokugan. Lady Shinjo outpaced Lord Hida, but she was outwitted by Lord Bayushi. Lord Shiba saw through his twin Bayushi's trickery, but was overcome by Lady Doji's grace. Lord Akodo defeated Lady Doji, and when he turned to fight Hante, he nearly lost himself in his battle fury. Hante turned Akodo's rage against him and emerged victorious. Meanwhile, Lord Togashi looked on from the sidelines, having foreseen the outcome. After his coronation as emperor, Hante charged each of his siblings with a different task. Hida would guard against the growing darkness beyond the southernmost lands. Doji would foster the arts and keep the peace between them all. To defend Rokugan, Akodo would lead great armies. Shiba would tend to the land's spirits and the empire's soul. Upon Bayushi, the emperor placed a heavy burden to do what Hante could not dirty his hands with. Always restless, Shinjo would venture beyond the empire's borders to scout for any threats yet to come. Mysteriously, Togashi retreated to the mountains where he would watch over the empire from afar. But not long after the kami had begun to order the world and formed clans with their earliest followers, Fu Leng emerged from his subterranean lair. The corruption of Jigoku had spread from the hole in the earth to the surrounding lands, and demons followed in his shadow. Kachiko's face hardened into hatred tinged with sadness. "Why did you not invite me to compete in your great tournament?" Fu Leng asked Hante. Fury flashed like lightning in her eyes, driving away any hint of sorrow. "I could have easily beaten any of you." The kami looked upon their fallen brother and saw that he had been twisted with jealousy and desire. "We did not know of your fate. We thought you lost, poor brother. But now we see that you truly are," declared Hante. Kachiko slid into a new role, her back straightening with imperious authority. "You are marked by hell, by Jigoku, and will only lead these human beings to their doom." "Lies. You did not even think to search for me when I fell. You are the one unfit to rule over these mortals, you who would not even aid your own kin. I challenge your claim," Fu Leng cried out. Kachiko allowed Hante's character a glimpse of sadness before stealing his resolve. Hante considered this and accepted the duel. "I shall name Togashi as my champion." Togashi stepped forward, pain etched across the face that was, at all other times, inscrutable. "Pick a weapon, brother," Fu Leng offered. "Now you will learn what I know about destiny," Togashi replied. "I choose as my weapon all that lives in Rokugan." "So be it," Fu Leng declared. "I shall bring the armies of hell to bear against your foolish followers, and they shall see which of us is stronger, which of us deserves to rule." And thus began the war against Fu Leng. The war when the ancestral sword of the crane Shukujo was nearly lost. Hotaru's ancestor Doji Konishiko had been one of the 7 mortal thunders who were finally able to defeat Fu Leng with the guidance of Shinsei, the little teacher. Konishiko had fought alongside the actress Shosuro, Kachiko's forebear, as well as the Shugenja Isawa, the berserker Matsu, the duelist Mirumoto, the battle maiden Utaku, and the warrior Hida Atarashi. 1,000 years had passed. One day, it would fall to Hotaru to wield Shukujo, if only she could prove herself to her father. At last, the snow began to fall. Hotaru gathered her paper umbrella and rose from her seat. "Kachiko," she began, moving closer and unfurling her umbrella to protect them both from the cold wind. "Do you believe the prophecies of the Order of the 7 Thunders? That after 1,000 years, the cycle will repeat and the thunders will return?" Kachiko stood very still, waiting for the words that hung unspoken in the air. Her face softened. "Because I would fight by your side," Hotaru whispered. The wind gusted, sending a chill up her spine. Kachiko placed a hand on the handle to help steady the umbrella and looked up at her. It was the first time Hotaru could remember that she had seen the unshakable woman look truly vulnerable. Hotaru could not pretend to be heartless, could not scheme as the scorpion did. and she would not betray Kachiko. I know I cannot ask this of you. Who would dare ask her to betray her clan? But I must, and in so doing place my honor in her hands. But would you help me now?